Today on FSI, we are breaking down the Buffalo Bills and Indianapolis Colts from a betting perspective. Now, we are currently 31-11 on official moves on Twitter, so make sure you're following that account. I'm your host, Tom Cross, and to my right is our analytics expert, Stephen Fu.
Thanks for tuning in this week. The Colts are on the road as a 6.5 point underdog. They're plus 260 on the money line, and the Bills, they're minus 300.
I feel like the odds makers got this spread right, with the hype on the Buffalo Bills making them a touchdown favorite for a team that had needed some help to get in the playoffs is the right move. I feel like the public is going to be on the Bills. They love the way that they score points. Josh Allen is looking great, and they just blew out the Miami Dolphins. So, public on the Bills, sharps may be on the Colts.
The Buffalo Bills are one of the hottest teams in NFL right now. Over the last 3 games, they've averaged 47 points on offense. So I'm not that surprised they're almost a 7-point favorite over the Colts.
Quarterback Philip Rivers had a good season. Now on tape, I noticed if he's forced to pass, and that's a primary focal point of the Colts, that is not a good situation for him. But if they can get the running game going, he is incredibly hard to stop because he makes great adjustments at the line and he can really call it up. So I actually like him against this Bills defense.
Josh Allen had a phenomenal season this year with over 4,500 passing yards and 37 passing touchdowns. He also set the Buffalo Bills franchise record that was previously held by Drew Bledsoe. Now, his contract is set to expire at the end of next year, but he's on his way to being one of the highest paid players in the league.
The Colts offensive line is very good. Now, they're not elite like they were last year, but against this Bills pass rush that has been better as of late, but is still average to below average, I feel like Rivers will have time in the pocket and will be successful this week.
The Bills' offensive line has done a great job this season. They've only allowed 27 sacks and 596 pass attempts. When we combine that with the Josh Allen's mobility in the pocket, it creates a lot of time for him to pass. They will be up against a Colts pass rush, which is performing at the league average, with a sack rate of just 7.1%.
Now, as for the Colts' weapons, they got a number of weapons that are very effective. T.Y. Hilton has been playing great. They got Pittman, the young stud rookie wide receiver. They also have Pascal, who has actually been coming on. And out of the backfield, N'Keal Hines has been looking great. Now, they are going against a Buffalo secondary that is much improved in the second half of the season. They got stars all over the place with LaMicah Hyde and Tavares White. Now, overall, I do like Indianapolis weapons against the secondary for the simple fact that I feel like the Colts are going to be able to run the ball, thus opening up the pass game.
The Buffalo Bills have great weapons for the passing game. Stephon Diggs, with 1,500 receiving yards this year, led the entire league in receiving offense. Now, the number 2 option, Cole Beasley, is still injured from his Week 16 knee injury. So we don't even know if he's going to be playing this game. Now, John Brown did miss the entire December because of injury, but he did come back in Week 17, so he should be able to get going. Now, the Colts defense is not great. They're subpar, actually, allowing 7.2 yards per pass.
The Colts run game goes as Jonathan Taylor goes. And he's been playing, he's healthy, and he's been effective. Now, when they have N'Keal Hines out of the backfield, he's effective in the rush and attack because you don't know whether he's going to go up for a pass or rush, so you have to put your linebackers back. Now, the Buffalo Bills have the second worst running defense in the league. So I feel like there's obviously an advantage here for a good offensive line with a good run game. Advantage Colts.
The Bills' offense is not relying on the run game. They're averaging just 4.2 yards per rush, which is below the league average. And up against this number 2 run defense, the Colts have a clear advantage here.
At the end of the day, I agree with buying the point here, taking up to 7.5. The Colts have a stronger defense, and because of Buffalo's Bills' lack of being able to stop the run, they actually going to have a stronger defense. The only way the Bills win this game is they score over 35 points, which is possible because Josh Allen is hot, but I feel like for sure you're going to get 30 to 40 points out of the Colts this week.
Both of these teams have very similar abilities on the offensive side of the ball. They're pretty efficient in passing, and their running is at the league average for rushing. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, they have one team has an elite pass defense, and the other one has an elite run defense. I just don't see a competitive advantage for the Bills to be favored by more than 7 points. I do, however, think the smart proposition here is buying the Colts up to plus 7.5 points.
Now remember, we can't predict injuries, PEDs, or COVID, or the weather. So make sure you follow our Twitter for our official moves. A lot of these plays are coming down to the last hour and a half before the game, so I can get the inactive and active report. That does it for us. Do me a favor, smash the like button and subscribe. Tell us who you can be taking in the comments below.
We don't care about favorite teams here. Our focus is on making you money. Follow our social media on Twitter, Instagram, or our webpage. The links are below.